between 3 and 7 million people visit Big Sur every year.
Yeah.
Which is more than Joshua Tree.
But is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we ready? I woke up at 5:23. I was so excited.
What's up, guys? Today, what are we doing?
We're driving to Solvang right now.
It is Kristen's birthday on Monday, and that sucks. But we are taking this weekend to celebrate her birthday, and we are going up to Carmel, something that we have never done before.
Yeah.
And it's something that just as a Southern California resident, we don't think about enough.
Yeah, there's so many cool things to go up the coast and do.
Yeah.
Like go see Hearst Castle, which we did a few years back. But
Oh, definitely see Hearst Castle. But going to, I don't like San Francisco.
Really?
I don't like San Francisco.
Okay.
Every time I've been there, I've been like, it's gray and
I love it.
it's really cramped and
I've been there so many times.
We've never been to Carmel. Thought it would be a nice little getaway. I looked all over for an Airbnb for us to stay in so that we could stay in an Airbnb and show you guys what it's like. There were none available, and they were all like $1,000 a night.
We don't want to ask for discounts.
Yes.
Because we understand what it's like.
So we found a pretty cool boutique hotel that we are going to stay in. Now, the downside is we started driving and it is gray and cloudy and we hit traffic. Another thing that I wanted to update you guys on is, have we talked about the TV show?
We've not talked about the TV show.
Where are we at with the TV show?
We don't know. The last we heard from them was April 26th, and they were asking for another voiceover from us.
So 1 month ago was the last time we heard from them.
Yeah.
We did our stuff. We filmed it.
Yep.
We saw an edit.
Didn't love it.
We didn't hate it. We didn't love it. We sent notes.
Didn't hear back. Then got asked for the voiceover.
And then got asked to re-record lines.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's a good sign. But we're not holding our breath.
Yeah.
We're just enjoying the experience.
And if for some reason the show doesn't happen, it's all good. The premise of the show was we would help a couple find, stage, get their listing live on Vrbo. And we had so much fun doing it.
Yeah, we met amazing people.
We learned a lot, actually. We actually learned more about Vrbo than I ever knew.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the positives in the situation. Who knows? We'll keep you updated if
anything changes.
Yeah.
But we haven't said anything in a while, so we're like, oh, we should probably say something.
Yeah.
It's like things happen, obviously, behind the scenes that we don't film and we don't share with you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things.
Back on the road trip portion of this, on the way up the coast, there are so many different little towns. Like, we just passed Ventura. There is Santa Barbara's up next. There's Solvang, which is a Dutch town, which is really cute. If you want to, we're going to stop and have breakfast there. There is Carpinteria. There is, what's the other beach town? Pismo Beach. There is Cambria. There is Paso Robles. Like, all these really cool spots that each have their own unique character to stop at. So it's definitely something that we need to do more of.
Yeah, we've only done it once, and we were super young. And couldn't enjoy it like we could now.
This lane is not moving. Do you notice that?
Yeah, we're not moving much.
Every other lane is moving besides ours.
Anyway.
One of the reasons I wanted to do this is because I wanted to tee up everything that we're going to be doing this weekend, more of like a travel vlog, right? Than related to Airbnb. But we do have guests staying for the next week straight.
5 days,
at our house with our new pergola. There are supposed to be lightning and thunderstorms at our house all of this weekend. Yeah. We need to check the camera, actually, make sure everything's okay.
I'm going to check right now.
But fingers crossed everything goes good with the Airbnb, because while we are on vacation, people are on vacation at our house.
Okay, there's no thunderstorms.
They went away?
There's nothing.
All right.
I think the big clouds just come around and they're like, thunderstorm, maybe.
Yeah.
But no.
All right. Let's go on a journey.
We're not going anywhere. This is so cute.
Yeah. That building looks like Harry Potter land. right? Okay, let's go get some breakfast. Right? Breakfast?
Breakfast. Is it Appleskiver?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You tell me.
I'm excited though. Michael and I walked around Solvang for a little bit before we went to Solvang Restaurant. It's just called Solvang Restaurant. It was delicious. We got cups of coffee and the traditional Danish meal. I think I got one of the specials. It was like $8 for all of this food.
Dutch pancake. I got the Dutch omelet.
Oh yeah, it's like a pancake.
Good. Try it. Is it good?
Solvang Restaurant is famous for their able skeevers. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me, but it was delicious. They had homemade jam. There were so many Danish bakeries around. I just wanted to take everything home with me, but because we were staying in a hotel and we didn't know how big our fridge would be, we didn't buy too much. And off we went. We drove up the coast and made it to Carmel-by-the-Sea. Our first stop was the cheese shop. It is such a cool experience. You go into this literal cheese shop and it feels a little overwhelming at first, but you just wait for one of the people to help you. You can try a bunch of different cheeses from all over the world, and we got just little slivers. It was actually really cost effective and fun, and we walked right next door to the Wrath wine tasting room. If you followed us for a while, Michael and I don't really drink, only on special occasions. And since it was my birthday, we were like, let's do a wine tasting. We haven't done this in years. And they're right next to the cheese shop. So they let you taste your wine with your cheese. So we got prosciutto and crackers and ate the cheese and just enjoyed our afternoon. And then we took a drive down to the beach, which felt like we were in another country. I felt like we were in Italy or something, and I've never been to Italy, but it was just a sweet, quaint beach town, and then this beautiful, sprawling beach that the water was crystal clear. It was clear like you would see somewhere like Hawaii or something. I did not feel like we were in California anymore. After exploring the beach for a little bit, it was a little cold. Then we headed to our hotel, the Carmel Mission Inn. It's like a little boutique hotel. It's kind of off the main drag, if you will, of Carmel. It's a little on the outskirts. It's off PCH because, number one, everything was booked, and we did our trips this year a little last minute. We knew we wanted to get away, but this was a beautiful choice, and we didn't have to pay a huge premium because we weren't right in the heart of Carmel. Where are we going?
We're going to get sushi.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because tomorrow we're having a nice fancy Italian dinner.
Yeah.
So we figured we'd switch it up with some sushi tonight.
Something light.
Yeah, it's packed down here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Crazy.
The sun started to come out.
Look at how cute this fire station is. It's really cute.
That'd be fun to like be on the fire team. Fire team?
For like a day.
Yeah. So pretty here.
Yeah. But guys, look at the roofs on these buildings. Like, they're so cool and old school. European, I don't know.
Everything is super walkable in Carmel, but make sure you get to wherever you need to be if you have a reservation a little bit early, because like Michael said, it is packed down here in this main area, and we had to park pretty far away and walk to our sushi reservation. And we went to Toro Sushi. It was delicious, and the coolest part about this is that it has a back entrance to Hog's Breath Inn.
Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley.
Diagonally. I know, we're down the wrong one. And we heard Clint Eastwood used to own it, and we thought, oh my gosh, let's do this. This is so cool. And it looked like the back entrance to something in Harry Potter. It doesn't look as pretty like when you were there. It was really cool because it was like a secret side entrance to get in. And we just had a little bit of time here, and the entire bar area and restaurant is decorated, at least this area is decorated with Clint Eastwood photos, which is a little aggressive, but it was so fun and cozy by the fire. It was the perfect way to end our night. We just had dinner and hung out by the fireplace right here and went home and got cozy because the next day we were heading to Big Sur. up early. It is 7:20.
Yeah.
It's not that early, but we woke up early because we are going to Bixby Bridge today.
We are going to explore the Big Sur area. We also have guests checking out and people coming to stay. So we learned that there is absolutely no service at Big Sur. So what's our plan?
We're going to go down there, take photos at Bixby Bridge, see it, go to breakfast, and then come back to Carmel.
Around checkout time.
And make sure that our cleaners are able to get in touch with us.
Once the flip is complete, we will head back down and continue exploring.
Continue exploring down in Big Sur.
Yeah.
So come with us, because it is a beautiful day already.
There's so many bugs that hit my windshield from the road trip.
You can't even see out the windshield, just kidding. But you can see over here, look at that. Just as we were exiting Carmel, we came around this bend to this beautiful bay area. It looked like something out of a movie from, I don't know, maybe Hawaii. There was a rainbow in the sky that you could slightly see, and Michael pulled off, and there was like no one around because it was so early. We decided to fly the drone. Our first stop, like we said, was Bixby Bridge, so we hopped back in the car to get there as fast as we could because we know that people go there and there's usually a line to take photos in front of the bridge. So no one was there. We couldn't believe our luck. The sun was slightly peeking through the thick layer of clouds. It's so pretty.
It is. Come on. California's first official scenic highway. Wow.
It's so pretty.
All right, thumbnail. Ready?
If you are heading to Bixby Bridge while visiting Big Sur, we suggest going as early as you can, even if there's fog. As you drive down the windy road, the sun peeks through, so you have a chance. A lot of people wait till the burn off, and they miss their opportunity to have that time alone at the bridge. Next up, we headed to Big Sur Bakery and Restaurant. We were there pretty early, so we checked out the grounds, and there's a little shop that's usually open. Honestly, a lot of the places open around 11 a.m., and we were there at like 8 a.m. We were a little early. We were just excited and wanted to beat the crowds. And also they don't start serving breakfast until 9, so we just grabbed a pastry. I ended up getting the maple bacon bow tie, and Michael got the pepperoni pastry, something a little more savory. You can make these into sandwiches if it's after 9 a.m. So we drank our lattes and ate our pastries to the calming, soothing sounds of heavy metal at 8 a.m. in the morning. That's why we're voicing this over. But it was a beautiful place to stop off at, and then we were on to the next.
Okay, so we were just hiking along here, and Kristen noticed, look at this. This is like concrete man-made foundation. Like, it has to be like a walkway and then like something. That's crazy. Like, that is definitely concrete. See this wall? Right there.
Because we've been watching things like Oak Island, we can tell now it's man-made.
Yeah.
Basically civilian archaeologists.
Yeah, right.
after we went to Nicoay Falls, we headed back up to Nepenthe. It's a restaurant Michael's sister told us about, and it has a really cool history. A family purchased the land and built this beautiful place and decided to share it with everyone else and turned it into a restaurant and cafe. So one level is the restaurant with sweeping views, and the level below it is this cafe. We decided to eat at the cafe. It was open before the restaurant, and this little shop called Phoenix downstairs has a bunch of metaphysical books and really cool candles and different things like that we love. So we purchased some things there, but we'll show you that later. And now we're heading back to Bixby Bridge. We're going over Bixby Bridge now, and you can see the line of people waiting to take a photo in front of it. We were so happy we got there when we did. Even though the sun is totally out now, we didn't have to wait. And look at all these people. It was so nice being there early. Here is our Phoenix haul. We got a bunch of books, some for the house, some for ourselves. We've been wanting to learn about astrology, so we got the Library of Esoterica about astrology. Super excited because I keep sending Michael things about astrology, and I've kind of dipped my toes into it, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So we'll learn some things. Then Alan Watts is one of Michael's favorite writers. He has one of his philosophers. So we got Behold the Spirit by him. We wanted to read that. Michael has read the book, and I've given it to a couple people as gifts, but I've never fully read it myself. So it's my turn to read the book. Then we got a book I've been wanting to get for a very long time by Ram Dass, and it is Be Here Now. And it is a very different style of book. So it'll be interesting reading this, but I'm really excited to dive in. And eventually we'll put all of these at the house, but we want to read them first. So we needed to kill some time before heading to our nice fancy dinner, and we were starving, so we went down to the tavern in the hotel, and we got a little appetizer and some drinks, and just kind of talked and hung out until we had to leave for our reservation.
Ready, birthday girl? Oh, that broom is a mess.
The broom.
Ready, birthday girl?
Ready.
Do it. Pop it. Okay, let's go.
Hopefully this looks okay. We match.
We do. We always do. Letting myself down for not getting the breakfast burrito. Tastes like coffee. Hey, we are out.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This was a nice little hotel, wasn't it?
This was perfect. It was a great landing spot. Like, we were able to eat here and hang out a little bit.
Yeah, the restaurant was good. The pool was good. The location. The location. Yeah,
Perfect.
for exploring and then being close to everything.
Yeah.
So we will hit the road.
It's about a 5.5 hour drive from Carmel to Los Angeles. So we decided to break up the trip and do a little more sightseeing. And we went to the iconic Madonna Inn for lunch and hung out there for a little bit. It was so cool and eclectic. It's kind of crazy. You have to see it to believe it almost. Like, there's so much. Look at this, you guys. It's really cool, vibrant. The vibe is awesome. And this is the bathroom in the men's room. You pee in there. Michael's telling me, you pee in there. You pee in there. And this is the copper room. That's where we went to lunch. Everything is made of copper and wood. It was so cool. Then we headed back down the coast, and it was so nice to be back home.
Okay, so we just got back from Big Sur, California's, what would you even call it? It's like,
Coastal.
it's so good.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Coastal beauty.
And we're sitting here like reminiscing about the trip, and we were like both on Airbnb, we're both on Vrbo. We're both like looking at the county ordinances on Zillow, and we're like, we should probably just talk about this in the video. It's something that like we've started to do now that we're hosts when we travel.
We stayed in a hotel, obviously, you saw that. And part of that is that there aren't very many things to...
We stayed in a hotel because I booked it very last minute.
Okay.
That was the reason we stayed in the hotel. I looked at Airbnbs. There are a ton available. In Carmel...
There's decent ones in Carmel.
Yes.
Big Sur, not really
any. So like it just kind of led us down this rabbit hole of like, okay, what's this market like compared to ours? And it seems like after doing a little bit of digging, it suggested that there's somewhere between 3 and 7 million people visit Big Sur every year.
Yeah.
Which is more than Joshua Tree, which is like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's huge amounts of people. Mm-hmm. But is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of like the rabbit hole that we like dove down, and it's like, what are property prices like? What are, what's the terms with the county and everything? So one of the things we found out is that the county regulates them pretty heavily, and the permit fee is $6,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Ours
That's
is 600.
$6,000 if you're inland.
Oh.
$12,000 if you're coastal.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like,
I thought 600 was steep.
Is that
for
ours,
2 years?
Ours is 600 or 800.
It was like $640.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I say that?
For 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's a downside. Number one. Number two, one of the things we saw was you have to have a minimum of 7 nights and a maximum of 30 nights to be considered a short-term rental.
Yeah.
So you can't do one-night stays, or if you do, you have to like block it out for the whole week. Mm-hmm. So there's some pretty heavy, like strict things in place that the county has set.
And we don't know if there's people that got grandfathered in, because there was one person's Airbnb that we found that it was a 2-night minimum, but that person may have to block the entire week out when you stay there. So unclear on that, because we don't know the area that well.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that we found is that home prices there are not affordable. I mean, you're talking, so this area of the central coast of California is about 2 hours or an hour below San Francisco.
Yeah, about
and
2 hours.
Silicon Valley and all that stuff. So you have all these tech people, like this is their escape from the city.
Yeah, their playground.
And so like it's very expensive. Everybody may have like second homes there and stuff like that. So that's one thing that you're up against.
I think the cheapest home we found was 1.6.
1.6 in Big Sur. We were looking in Big Sur because we like to think about like, okay, where would we want to live? Where would we want to visit?
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, the surrounding cities are beautiful as well, but in like the hills, like you guys saw the drone shots and everything, like in the hills of this area overlooking the ocean, that's the money shots, I think.
I'm like, you feel like you're in another country. I'm like, wow, our state is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I realized, but I don't know. You get kind of used to the homeless in LA, and it's like, it's just not that cute. And then you go up to the coast and you're like, what?
Yeah.
This is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Some of the things that you would be up against is, one, property is very expensive. You got the county working against you. You got the night minimum working against you. But then the plus side is that you have so many people visiting.
Yeah.
You have people with money visiting because it's not a cheap area for restaurants and all that stuff. Like the restaurants in Big Sur, it was like a high price fancy for like just a burger.
Yeah.
That's just because it's so remote, and they can charge that because they're the only place in the area that has water and food for
for miles.
Yeah. So you can charge a premium, and I think the only way, like obviously we would love to do this because just from looking, there's either like super high end or there's like cabins, but nothing like done in a way that's like has like a theme, or like nothing like set up for social media, or
it's just kind of like
cabins.
You're you know this is a great area, so
You
deal
don't
with,
have, and you don't have to do much.
no, just like deal with like what I'm gonna put in the house.
Yeah.
Then come stay. Instead of it being aesthetic and like having kind of a moment for the area and making it like a theme. It doesn't have to be beach theme or whatever. I didn't see anything beach theme, but just having something that stands out. I did not see that besides obviously the view.
That's not to say that it wasn't out there. You know, when you search on Airbnb and platforms, they show you a limited amount of the things available. So just wanted to like kind of give you guys some of our thoughts on our trip, and that like let you guys know that while we're traveling, when we do, I'm always like looking up and we're like, oh, like
Zillow,
would this be a
Airbnb.
good market? Like here's maybe why not, maybe why. So if you guys, we know we do have some followers that do have Airbnbs in the area, and they give us some lovely tips.
Yes, we should shout them
What is
out.
it? Their Instagram is carmel.retreats.
Yeah.
And they messaged us a bunch of like helpful information. We used a lot of their recommendations in the video. So if you are a host in that area, let us know in the comments below, like what you guys are seeing. Like, is the market good? Is it worth it?
Are you being cracked down on? Are you seeing a huge fall in bookings because of all the Airbnb kind of stuff that went down, Airbnb bust, you know?
Yeah. And we were just talking about Big Sur because we were like, this place is like magical, like we feel in Joshua Tree. And the downtown, like the town of Carmel, is more of like not a city, but it's a beach town. So you have like your slew of vacation rentals that are owned by property management companies that have been in like generational whatever.
Short-term rental.
Short-term rentals. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that kind of insight to our trip. And if you have any other questions about it, let us know.
We can put a thing of Rex together too, because your sister did such a good job. His sister is a traveler, and she gave us all the Rex for Carmel.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching our little trip for Kristen's birthday. And we are exhausted and need to go to bed now.
It's the day we got home, so we're tired.
Guests at our house right now for the next 2 weeks, like we've talked about. Everything is going great. So yeah.
See you in the next one. Bye.